President Obama lays out his vision for immigration reform tomorrow in Las Vegas. Last night on 60 Minutes, Mr. Obama had high praise for Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in their first ever joint interview. Part of that conversation focused, as many in Washington are, on 2016.
What's the date of the expiration on this endorsement?
Oh, Steve, no,
I have to ask that question. I mean, come on. You're sitting here together. Everybody in town is talking about it already, and the interview, and this is taking place.
You know, Steve, I got to tell you, you guys in the press are incorrigible. I was literally inaugurated 4 days ago.
Right.
And you're talking about elections 4 years from now.
Yeah, and I am, as you know, Steve, I am still Secretary of State, so I'm out of politics, and I'm forbidden from even hearing these questions.
Right.
I think that, look, obviously, the President and I care deeply about what's going to happen for our country in the future. And I don't think, either he or I can make predictions about what's going to happen tomorrow or the next year. What we've tried to do over the last 4 years is get up every day, have a clear-eyed view of what's going on in the world, and I'm really proud of where we are.
Major Garrett is at the White House. All right, Major, so you heard President Obama say last night part of the point of the interview was to thank Secretary Clinton. Was this about giving her some sort of endorsement for the future, or do you think it was about something else?
Well, look, you have to take the president at his word, but I know Democrats looking at that interview took away two messages. One, the president and Secretary of State Clinton wanted to send a very clear signal that the feud is over, officially over, and that they work together and may work together in the future. And you saw Secretary of State Clinton say, we can't predict what's going to happen a year now or farther down the road. That's more expansive than she was very recently, like last year with Barbara Walters, when she said she really didn't think she had a political future ahead of her. That means she's thinking more actively about a political future after taking a little bit of time off. The president was next to her saying, if she has a political future, I very well may be a part of it.
I thought Steve Croft's comment at the very beginning got to the real heart of the matter, Major Garrett, when he said, it's so surprising to see the two of you together. I never thought that we would see this. When you look at Hillary Clinton, is she still the candidate to beat in 2016 if she decides to run?
If she decides to run, Democrats in Iowa, New Hampshire, and around the country say she would be the prohibitive front runner. But Joe Biden, the vice president, has come up strong in the last 6 months. And I know the visuals of the president and the Secretary of State were very powerful. But look at this from the perspective of those in the Clinton camp. They've seen the president standing alongside Joe Biden a lot in public recently, twice during the fiscal cliff and prominently now in the whole debate over gun violence. So the president and the vice president have also spent a lot of time right next to each other. And in politics, visibility counts more than anything else. And Joe Biden is going to be seen by the public in crucial, visible, and possibly legislatively important roles for this year and the year after that. Secretary of State Clinton, once she leaves office, will not be, and that will give an advantage to Biden.
Everybody's still thinking about 2016, as the president said, even though the inauguration was at the beginning of last week.
Right.
Indeed. Well, one other thing to look at, look at 2014, because these candidates are going to be campaigning for members of the House and the Senate. And that's really how you build your presidential campaign 2 years before. So one of the first and best indicators of 2016 aspirations will be how aggressive will Vice President Biden and a retired Secretary of State Clinton be on the campaign trail in 2014.
Could be fun. Major, thank you.
Of course.